ports refuse to ship all Russian goods, not just oil. South Koreans ban selling lithium-ion batteries to Russia. In the United Arab Emirates, people can now eat for free. The US authorities are trying to ban TikTok again. The US International Criminal Court in Hague wants more Russians for war crimes. Latvia starts banning Russian and Belarusian products. Rice or meat or rice and pork flavored coffee introduced in China. Always neutral Switzerland is to join the next sanctions package against Russia. Russian propaganda that gets very angry at Germany. Again. And the biggest news of the week, China starts testing even tighter social rating regulations now. Welcome to another World's News as seen from Russia update. Howdy friends, my name is Konstantin and welcome to Inside Russia, where usual Russia is explained by the unusual Russian. Every Wednesday I give you the Russian take on important news. The news that I find interesting and important. And let's jump straight to news number one. That comes from South Korea. It followed the EU, the European Union, banning the supply of lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles to Russia. We're talking about all rechargeable batteries, including batteries for electric vehicles. The main supplier of lithium-ion batteries of all types, including portable ones, is China. In 2023, Russia received a total of $315 million worth of batteries. And in 2023, South Korea supplied batteries worth of 18.4 million, weighing 322 metric ton. And the components for the batteries, $8.6 million worth, weighing 184 metric tons. That's according to Korean customs statistics. So the supply of lithium-ion batteries and components from South Korea was fairly significant. Now, it's interesting. Where lithium-ion batteries are used? In electric vehicles? That's right. Only Russia manufactures zilch electric cars, zero. Perhaps in other appliances the battery is used. Perhaps in military appliances. Zero. Perhaps in military drones. One question everyone is asking: South Korea, what took you so long? And Russian propaganda is reacting in its usual way. It's pretending that South Korea does not exist. The next news comes, it's pretty cool, and it comes from the United Arab Emirates. McDonald's there has launched an advertising campaign in which it feeds for free those who didn't eat enough in expensive restaurants that they're coming from. Check this out.
I ate at another restaurant. I understand that I can do the dinner after dinner, and I can have a burger here.
Yes, we have.
Now we have copyright music, so I shut it off. And this is what McDonald's is doing in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai, in Sharjah, and in other Emirates. Just show a receipt from an expensive restaurant at the checkout and get a burger, a drink, and French fries for free. McDonald's. You know, I like that. I don't like McDonald's food, and I wouldn't eat there. But it's a great campaign of theirs, and McDonald's is in my heart because I remember what values are at McDonald's, I remember how long it had to wait until it left Russia completely and fast. Not too long. So, good job. Another news from China. Phone sales, not just phone, but iPhone sales in China fell by 24% earlier this year. In addition, Apple has lost its share in the Chinese market. If at the beginning of 2023, the corporation occupied the first place in sales, now it's only the fourth, losing its position to local brands. Now, what's the big deal, you ask? But it is important. iPhone is the best and at the same time the most expensive phone out there. Local Chinese brands are far worse but cheaper. Shrinking iPhone sales show us that not everything well is at the Kingdom of China. People have started saving and pinching pennies, well, yuans. If they didn't, iPhones sales would be booming, continue to boom. So we're looking closely at China, at Chinese economy. Because Chinese economy is huge and it has a tremendous effect on global markets and on Russia. Big time. The next news comes from the other side of the pond, from the the evil West, from the Satanists, of course, from the USA. The US authorities demanded to sell TikTok. US lawmakers have introduced a bill that would ban Google and Apple from distributing TikTok unless the Chinese owner of ByteDance, that's the company that owns TikTok, hands over control of the popular video sharing platform. The bill gives the owner of TikTok, ByteDance Corporation, only 165 days to transfer TikTok so that the application does not get blocked. The bill will also allow the US president to take action against social networks with offices in China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. Of the TikTok, this is one of those news that it's hard for me to make an opinion on. There are pros and cons to this decision, and please help me out. Let me know in the comments below what you think, because it's important, You'll help me to shape my opinion. Well, another news comes from Hague, and it came not too long ago. The International Criminal Court, the ICC, has issued 2 new arrest warrants for the Russians. The commander of Russia's long-range aviation, Sergei Kobylyash, and former commander of the Black Sea Fleet, Viktor Sokolov. According to the ICC, they are responsible for war crimes, organizing attacks on civilian targets, and causing excessive accidental harm to civilians, as well as crimes against humanity. Before these 2 folks, the only war criminals wanted by the ICC were African field commanders and dictators, except for Vladimir Putin, of course. Now, also Russian decorated, high-ranked armed forces generals are wanted too. They are standing next to African gangsters in the eyes of the world community. Now, why is this so? Well, perhaps of this? Check this out.
По, скажем так, точности наведения, там буквально сантиметры.
Сантиметры? И это касается в том числе и циркона?
Циркона, да.
То есть если стоит перекрестие, можно как снайпер попасть в перекрестие?
Практически да. Если стоит 5-этажный дом, то мы прицелились в подъезд. То где-то если не в этот подъезд, то в соседний точно летает.
The fella just admitted on camera, publicly, live on Russian TV, that Russian armed forces target 5-story residential buildings and where people live, and they do it in a very precise manner. So from his words, from his mouth, and he's a high-ranking official, high-ranking officer, so from his words, we understand that every missile that destroys Ukrainian tenement block is never a mistake. That Russian missiles hit precisely what they're supposed to hit. It's not me saying that. This fellow just said it on Russian TV, live. Again, he admitted. As a Russian citizen, I am very, very ashamed. And how does Russian propaganda react to this? In its usual way, as if nothing happened. Next news comes from Latvia. Starting March 8th, 2024, which is 2 days from now, day after tomorrow, Latvia starts the ban on the importing of agricultural and food products from Russia and Belarus, as well as from other countries, if these products of those countries are of Russian or Belarusian origin. Here you can see secondary sanctions at work. Bit by bit, Russian economy is weakened and isolated more and more. But fellow Russians, no worries. Everything is going according to the plan. Putin's plan. And the next news smells like rice or meat, or like rice or meat or rice. Oh. South Korean scientists have created cultured beef rice in the laboratory by growing animal muscles and fat cells inside rice grains. This novelty product, I can't really say food, because to me it's not food. That was nicknamed rice or meat. I don't know about you folks, but I, Constantine, am not eating that rice or meat stuff. In the comments down below, please let me know if you would eat that, or you would never eat that. It's very, very interesting. Again, rice or meat, meat or rice. Rice with tastes like meat, with artificial meat inside. I don't know. Well, wait. There's another news. Another news that comes from China. And it's about food or drinks that come from China. And this time, it's Starbucks. Chinese Starbucks has released pork-flavored coffee. What is this stuff? Porcachino? Yeah, check this out. This coffee flavored a combination of espresso and dongpo sauce, whatever it is, the Chinese sauce dongpo, with a taste of stewed pork. Fresh milk is also added to the drink, after which it's poured with another pork sauce. Folks, I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling sick and nauseous just thinking about drinking that coffee, thinking about that stuff. Once again, please let me know if you would drink that or not in the comments. And I think you know my answer. I'd expect stuff like that from someone else, but Starbucks? Really? I'm still loving my classic Frappuccino. Folks, no porcachino for Constantine. No way, never. The next news smells like Swiss cheese. I know. At this point, you're ready for anything, okay? Like cheese with smell of flowers and a taste of French fries with vinegar. But hey, no worries. Just the smell of old good cheese. Very traditional, sharp, cheesy taste because it comes from Switzerland. A little off topic. The best food I've ever tried was in Switzerland. You know, not the fanciest, but the fanciest was perhaps in Paris and in Dubai. But, you know, the purest, the most natural food. The food it is supposed to taste like. Simple stuff, for example, milk, butter, bread, chocolate, things like that. I couldn't get enough of it. It's as if anywhere but Switzerland, we don't eat food. We eat some plasticky stuff. You come to Switzerland and it's real stuff. All right, enough off topic. The next news comes from Switzerland. Always neutral country. That's why I mentioned Swiss cheese. Check this out. You know, Switzerland has always been neutral. Also neutral to Russia. And now Switzerland is considering a possible accession to the 13th package of the EU sanctions against Russia. And most likely it will. Russia has gone so far that it even upsets the ever-neutral country Switzerland. And what about Russian news, Russian propaganda? Again, it's acting as if nothing extraordinary has happened. Switzerland sanctioning Russia? Okay, no big deal, you know, kind of expected. All right, this is the Russian take on this news. If at this point you're asking yourself how I can help this channel, it's easy. Please press the like button, subscribe to the channel, spread this message in your social media accounts, and the best way, please comment. Let me know what you think. You can ask me a question. If you have nothing to say, please write me a couple lines of words of encouragement. I love reading through comments like that. That gives me energy, it gives me motivation, you know, it lifts my spirit. So please comment. And of course, if you want to buy me a coffee, no, not parcuccino stuff, you know, no pork flavor, just regular coffee, you know, cappuccino. I like cappuccino. Or tea, that's even better. English tea is the best. You can do that at buymeacoffee.com, or you can become a sponsor or a patron at patreon.com. Either way would be absolutely fantastic and much appreciated. I'm going to put down links down below. Thank you. The next quick news comes from Germany. The German government plans to deprive of benefits those who refuse to work. And I mean German citizens and German permanent residents, refugees. I am applauding Germany and feel like everyone should follow the path. And I think there are many people out there who are applauding Germany right now. And Russian propaganda? Oh, it's definitely not applauding. No. It spreads this idea to the Russians that it's another evidence that the Germany have fallen under the influence of its suzerain, the evil Satanist, the USA. And the USA, of course, wants to destroy Germany's sovereignty from the inside following Russia's example. They were trying to do that in Russia, now Germany. How? That's how, you know, changing this social policies and laws. Evil, bad, you know, well, you get the picture. And also, folks, I have a breaking news today, and it came minutes before I started the stream, and I came from Turkey. Now, this is a very important news, and it's worthy of an entire stream, okay? The Dortiol oil terminal, I hope I pronounced it right, located in Hatay province in southern Turkey, will no longer accept Russian oil amid Western sanctions against Russia. There has been a statement made by the Global Terminal Services, that's a company, GTS, which operates the terminal. GTS has decided to cut off all possible ties with Russian oil, and at the end of February 2024 informed its customers that it would not accept any product of Russian origin or any products loaded at Russian ports, GTS told Reuters. The company called this decision an additional measure to the current sanctions rules. GTS stressed that the restrictions will apply even if transactions with goods from Russia do not violate any laws, regulations, or sanctions. And this is the key point, the key line. Again, GTS stressed that the restrictions will apply even if the transactions are absolutely legit. So, in other words, I'm translating you from English to English, They don't want to do anything with Russians anymore. They don't want to trade with Russians. This is a huge blow for Russian economy and for Russian government, for Russian regime, for three reasons. Number one, it's a huge blow for Russian oil exports as Turkey remained one of the last very few transit points for Russian oil. Number two, the ban applies on all Russian goods, not just oil. And number three, more, if not all Turkish ports and companies will follow very, very soon. This is so big. I will talk more about it in later videos. Now, let's jump to the latest and the last news of today. It's actually very disturbing and sad. It comes from China. By this time, you most likely know that China is a country with a working system of social rating. I think it's the first country, and I'm pretty sure it's not the last. I even showed you examples during the previous streams. But what you probably don't know is that China is constantly tightening the social rating rules. And this is the latest rule that has been tightened. Check this out. This lady explaining how to charge an electric car. And I want you to notice something right here. This is important. Do you see that green sign behind the lady right there? That says 550. Well, guess what this is? This is the minimum amount of the social rating you need to charge your car, electric car, at this charger. This video claims that China's digital wallet apps such as WeChat and Alipay only allow people with social credit rating of 550 or higher, and that's very high, to charge their electric vehicles. Well, now, people scores, that kind of sounds scary. People scores. Well, people scores in China are from 0 to 1,000. So 550 is high. It's higher than half. Don't you find it's very convenient? The country is switching to all electric cars, and after, only citizens who behave are allowed to charge their vehicles. Imagine you come to gas station and just pay to fill up, but you are refused gas. You ask for the reason. You have money, you want to buy gas. Well, you've been a bad boy or girl lately. Fully electronic connected gas pump tells you in a human voice. You have criticized your senator twice and your president once last week. You also didn't have a smile big enough during the latest federal government praise hour at work. So your rating dropped. No gas for you anymore. Also, you can't leave your country as your passport has just been suspended until your rating improves. And your mortgage interest rate has just increased by extra 2% as you violated Good Behaving Citizen Act. I mean, with a system like that, folks, you don't really need slavery, do you? Also, remember, this is for you, right there. You are sitting and watching me, and for you, this is still a science fiction. But for the Chinese, it's already a harsh reality. And that, my friends, is very sad and scary. And that's it for the World News Update today. I suggest now you go and check another video I made documenting how we live in Uzbekistan after leaving Russia forever, right here.